Hello friends. So in my last video, we saw how to implement a data warehouse using Microsoft Fabric, and it was a general overview, and we kind of looked at a few things in that. In this video, so we're going to continue from there, and we are going to load data into our data warehouse. We will look at a few things: how to implement a lakehouse, how to load files into a lakehouse, and from there, how to stage the data into our data warehouse, and then load the data. Okay, so here we are. We are here into our Microsoft Fabric GUI interface, and what we are going to do is we are going to look into a few things first, and then we will go further. So I created this presentation using Gamma app. It's an AI platform where you can create your presentations. Uh, okay, so let's go one by one and see, what we are going to cover, and what we are going to do here. So first of all, we will understand what is a data warehouse and what is a lake house, and what's the main difference, key difference between data warehouse and lake house. So if you see here, like data warehouse, it's a structured repository for cleaned and processed data, and it is only for structured data mostly, and it is optimized for fast querying and analysis, and you can use it for reporting, business intelligence, and other things. In Lakehouse, what it does is it combines the data lake flexibility with warehouse structure, and it supports both structured and unstructured data, and it enables advanced analytics and machine learning as well. So what a Lakehouse can do is we can directly ingest data from different ways. Like we can directly upload a file from our local computer, and there are other ways as well. I'll show you what are other ways. So what we can do is we can directly ingest the data from there, and after ingesting it, there is a way to directly analyze what we have just ingested into our lakehouse. So there's a SQL's analytics endpoint, and the main difference here would be like warehouses, they offer schema on write, whereas lakehouses, they use schema on read. So schema on read is something that I was telling you right now. It's like it gives us an ability to access SQL analytics endpoint, where you can analyze the data using SQL, and you can even create reports further. Go one step ahead and create reports in a format which is pretty much similar to Power BI formatting and everything. So that's what you can do there. And in a warehouse, it's like you can manipulate your data, you can transform it. Like in a traditional warehouse, what you used to do, perform join operations, or do something with your data and manipulate the data. Simply, if I would put it in a simple terms, I would say that you can manipulate data there. But in a lake house, probably what you will do is probably you have a notebook, a Spark notebook, or a Python notebook, where you will where you will write your code down for extracting the data, then transforming it, and then loading it into the lake house. So in lakehouse, it is more flexible in ways of coding, where you can use Python, PySpark, and other things as well. Again, so Microsoft Fabric, you have seen this interface before, right? That is there on our right side. You have seen this interface before, where you can go to your interface, and you can directly get access to a lot of things like Power BI, Data Factory, Purview, data warehouse, science, data science, and all these things, real stream analytics and everything. So that's what it covers. uh, Pretty much I have covered this also before, like how you have to create a workspace. And so workspace is the main thing in Microsoft Fabric, as I told you before, right? You need to create a workspace, and then on these workspaces you build typically almost everything, like a lake house or a warehouse, or all of these things. So that's what a warehouse is. And after that, we will see this how to set up a lakehouse in the in Fabric. How to create a lakehouse and then ingest data. So yes, we have seen this already. So we can create tables, we can define the schema, load the CSV data, apply transformations, and verify table creation. So yeah, first of all, what we'll do is we will create a lakehouse, and in this lakehouse we will get a file. So yes, these are different ways of how to get a file. So in a lakehouse, you can build a pipeline. You can do it via Dataflow Gen 2, or you can even create an event stream, like in real-time analytics. So these are the ways of getting data into our lakehouse. For now, what we are going to do is we are going to upload a file, and we will. So I have already uploaded this file. Yeah, so like that, like if it is there on a local machine, if there are multiple files, so I have already like one file here. If you have multiple files, you can upload them all at once, and then just like click on this. So I have this already. I wanted to show you like what you can do, so that's why I uploaded it again. So override if file already exists, you have uploaded it, so it will overwrite the file that was already there, and this way it has uploaded the file again. One more thing here, if you see, the file is of 3 MB size. So in Microsoft Fabric, recommended file size, minimum file size is 4 MB, but it won't give you any errors if the file size is less than 4 MB. So that's fine. But yeah, the recommended size, file size in Microsoft Fabric is more than 4 MB, 4 MB or more than 4 MB. Once we have uploaded the file, we can see it under this files, and here what you can do is, if you want to create a table directly, what you will do, you will just have to click on here, and then you will have to do it load to tables, and then you will do load to tables. And here you are creating, let's say, staging sales, and use header for column names if your file had a header. So I remember that it has a header, so use header for column names. And then since this is a CSV file, so the separator would be comma, right? And this way we will load the data. So from the file, we are directly loading the data by creating a table directly into lakehouse. And pretty much simple. You don't have to write any code, you don't have to do anything. You just needed to click on this once you uploaded your file. After that, you just had to click on load to tables, and this way your file is now generated here. And once it is done loading the data to a table, you will see a new table that will be created here. So now you can see staging sales table is created. If you want to see directly, you can go ahead and you can see what all is like loaded here. You can have a preview of your file, that you just loaded. And once it is done generating, so it took around 21 seconds to load that file. So now you can have a preview of your file. It is showing 1000 rows. Apart from that, as I was telling you, in a lakehouse, what you can do is you can query the data using SQL and the SQL analytics endpoint. So we'll go directly from here. You can directly write SQL queries, and you have a data already here in your lakehouse. So it will, you can either use, as I showed you like in the previous video, you can either use a SQL query or you can use a visual query as well. So pretty much what you are using in this warehouse, in a typical warehouse, same way we can do all those things, or same way we can write queries in our lakehouse as well. So here you will write a new SQL query, and that way, like you can, I don't like using star, it's taking a long time. Yeah, this is something that you will that you know already probably. So if I wanted to use top 10, with that I had to give the names, table names. So sales order number, pretty much this way. So this way, you can directly view your tables or view the queries and do further things here. And if you wanted to explore this data, you can explore this data by visualizing result. So, here there's nothing to visualize, there is just like serial number, that's why it is coming like this. If we had selected more data here, we could have seen like we would be able to explore the data directly. We'll go back to our lakehouse, and what we will do now is so our primary goal is to load this data that we have just staged right now. So here data, if you see the data, it is pretty much not, it has not been denormalized. So everything is at one place that was collected from one file. So everything is here like in one place. So customer name, email address, all the things that were there in that previous file is loaded into one table. So in a data warehouse, what we'll do is we will denormalize this data and we will create dimension tables from this file, like customer name, customer address. So a dim customer will be made. And if we have an item here, let's say yes, we have an item here. So we will create a dim item dimensions for the item. So item descriptive, all the descriptive things, descriptive data goes into dimensions, and all the quantitative data that goes into the facts tables. That's what the scenario is. Okay, so item ID and item name, something like that, will go in dim item, and similarly customer name, customer ID, email address. Okay, customer ID is not there, but like similar things, if these things are there, that will go into dimension customers, like that. So I'll show you how we will do this. So similar way, the way we created a lake house, you can create a data warehouse. And if you don't know how to create a data warehouse, you will go here, and from there here you will just click on this data warehouse. That way you will be able to create a warehouse. Okay, so now what we will do is, first of all, we will load that file that we staged here into our warehouse. Okay, and for that we need to create a schema first. So let's create a schema for our data warehouse. These queries, these were taken from Microsoft only. If you want, I will put them in the description for you guys to practice, or I'll create a separate text file and I'll write down all these queries that are used here in this tutorial in one file, so that it'll be easy for you guys. Right, so first of all, what we'll do is we'll create a schema here, and the moment in the schema we have created our tables as well. So all of these are for now empty. So we will create these tables, and these are all empty for now. We will load the data also in this. So once we have we ran our query, you will see your tables created under this schema, sales schema, and the tables that we created from this query. You will see your tables here: dim customer, dim item, and fact sales. All of these are empty for now. Now what we are going to do is we will the staging sales that was there here, staging sales. For this, we will load all that data from the lakehouse in our warehouse. We will create a temporary view for that. So create a view staging sales, as select start from sales lakehouse. This is the name of the lakehouse that you're going to input here, and here you will give the table name. So we were using this staging sales here, right? So you will use the table name here. All right, and once you run this query, it will create a temporary view for you guys, which you can see under this view. So here now your sort of your the way you used to stage the data in your traditional warehouses, same way you have staged your data here from a lakehouse to your warehouse, right? So now here your data is staged. Now what you are going to do is now we will insert the data, right? Like for now everything is empty, right? So from these staging tables we will start creating our dimensions and our facts tables. So here we have created a procedure for that. So now we have created a procedure, and this procedure, what we have done is we have inserted into, we have created dim custom. We have in our dimensions, like in our dimensions for customers, we have taken customer name, email address from sales to staging data sales, and year is at order year. So this at order year is for, you know, for a particular year. You gonna fire your store procedure for a particular year, let's say for 2022 or 2023 or whatever. So that's what we have done here. And apart from that, we similarly we created another dimension item. In that we are now inserting our data, right? So what we are inserting here is we are inserting this item, an item like from staging sales, right, for this order year. Same for fact sales. We are in this fact sales, we are inserting customer ID, item ID, sales order number, and the rest of the things, you know, that was there in our staging file. So here this was our staging file. Or even if you want to see this is temporary view, you will just click on it and like you can see what all are there. So this is same thing that was there in our lakehouse, right? So now what we are doing is we just created a procedure for that, and we are inserting the data and creating our tables, dimension tables and our fact tables both. That's what we're doing. Okay, now once we have created like we have inserted the data, if you want to check out, you can probably click on here, but this is going to take a long time. So if you want to see your stored procedure, you will see it here under this. So our procedure name was load data from staging. So we have now created a procedure here. Okay, after creating the procedure, let's execute it. So that's what I was telling you. Like here, what we are doing is we are executing it for the year 2021. Let's execute it. And once we execute this, it has now inserted data into all these tables. For dim customer, it has inserted customer ID, customer name, and everything. Just a second. You can see it now. So after every insert or after executing any procedure, make sure that you're refreshing it. Okay, so that way only you will see all the data or everything that you just executed. So this way now you can see all the data that you pushed here: customer ID, name, and email address from the staging table. And in our dim item, there's another way to do this. You can just write down a query, right? Like simple query. So you can do that, select star from dim customer, or if not star, like select particular columns and from dim customer, and you can do it that way as well. And that is more efficient way. But just to show you, like I wanted to show you, you can do it this way as well. All right, so now our tables, we have created it, we staged the data, and now we have pushed the data into our tables. So if you want to probably now, if you want to do some manipulations, you can do that here. And let's see. So here what we are doing is we are just checking the total sales per customer. That's what we are going to see, and we are seeing the top 10 results. So top 10 customers based on our sales. Okay, and ordered it by, we have ordered it like in a descending order. So that's what we did, and pretty much it. So this was a simple one for you guys. I guess you have understood it, what we have done here. So just to give you an overview again, first of all, we created a lake house, and in our lake house we uploaded a file. Like we got our data via upload file. We have other options as well: new data pipeline, Genflow 2. We can cover this up later on also. And after staging it, if you want to use it for querying the data directly, you can use it for that. And if you want to implement this staging data, if you want to stage this data into a warehouse, you can do that, and further load the data in your warehouse. So after staging, you are done with your first thing, extracting it, then transformed it if you want to do it. And here, like, you loaded the data after staging here. So that's how you did it. and this was pretty much it. And apart from this, I'll what I'll do is I'll put down all the queries that are there, as I already told you. Like I'll put down all these queries in a separate text file for you guys to practice this. And if not, you can directly go onto Microsoft learn.microsoft.com, and there you can directly practice it as well. So I'm following their procedures only in how to do this. But yeah, just to give you an overview how we will typically, like, if someone is working, how they will load the data into a warehouse. This is how they're gonna do it. So yeah, pretty much it for this one. If you have any comments, if you have any feedback, you can share it down in the comment section. And apart from that, please like this video. Thank you.